Kia ora, g'day, welcome back once again here with I think this will be part 5 overall, reactions with regards to this 2-part Navy SEAL Buds class of 2, 3, 4 reaction video. So it pays to be a winner. So let's jump back in.
Considering I have a boat over my head. Book 9 standing by man, rig ready for sea.
Hey, Mr. Shoemaker. You guys see what Boat Crew 1's doing over there? They're sitting down, taking a break. You know what they're going to do? They're going to sit this race out.
Yeah.
Because they put out, paddled hard, and got in here. You guys want to take a break, put out, and you win like they do, you'll get a break.
100 extended arm push-ups for coming in last. Begin.
Be up. Down. 1. Down. 2. Down. 30. Can you do 20 perfect push-ups?
Yeah,
You can do it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Down.
Down. I want to see it. Don't do a push-up unless it's perfect.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Drop down. Give me 20.
They didn't do this sacrifice. Something's the matter with Mr. Shoemaker right now. I don't know if it's his head or what, but he's not all there. I mean, I was looking at him. I said, Mr. Shoemaker, what's going on? Is there anything the matter? He said, no, I'm fine.
He's got the bad decision bug.
Down. Up.
He's got the bad decision bug. Hearty, man. These instructors. It's cool to see and hear them. I suppose looking at part 2, to me, they seem pretty different to what I recall me reacting to in part 1. They're still intense. They're still good communicators, but there seems to be, I wouldn't call it a respect or anything. It seems like it's turned down a little bit, a notch, and it seems a little bit funnier, like the megaphone outside from the other reaction that I did when the guys are running along the beach and making a bit of playing mind games and stuff with it as well, because he's mentally weak when he drops back, etc. So yeah, pretty interesting. I don't know, it just seems, I don't know if it feels like that to anybody that's watching this, but the instructors at this stage seem to me not kinder, that's not the word, maybe just more, just a different tone and measured in their communication and approach. I think it mentioned actually in the other reaction that I did of this that they were focusing more on guidance or something. So maybe that's it. Maybe that's the word that I'm looking for. The guidance and the communication. Yeah, but anyway.
Down. Up. 90. 3 drop. You guys understand why you're doing this? It's about the same thing as going out on a mission and getting caught by the enemy. You got to pay the price, right? Yeah. So therefore, you came in last place, which means you technically got caught by the enemy, which right now is me. When was the last time?
Instructor Mad Max. Now there's a name when you're coming on and you find out or you hear who the instructors are and they've got a call sign or a nickname like Mad Max. You probably don't want to get on the wrong side of that person.
Time you did push-ups, sir?
After the run.
Oh, after the run. So that was about an hour ago, right?
Yeah.
And you're telling me that you cannot touch your chest and you cannot get push-ups right now.
Recover.
Up, face.
Drop. Recover the proper way. Recover the proper way.
Yeah, it's circle high.
Recover. No, drop. Recover the proper way. Both feet at the same time. Recover. There you go. Okay. You paid for your mistake?
Yeah, certainly.
Disappear.
Yeah.
On your mark, get set, recover. Go. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Almost got him.
SEAL instructors are the gatekeepers for the SEAL community. They have all graduated from Buds. They know that good students will always rise to the event.
I got dropped because my knife was dull. That's what Instructor Hoy said.
Was it?
That's a negative.
This is why we have inspections, gentlemen. Your head goes through the hole. Turn around, drop down, push them out.
Fox, you're not mad, are you?
Negative.
They're gonna instruct us on.
I like the smile on there. You're not angry, right? Negative, with a bit of a smile there. Crack up. So pretty cool. I think I heard them say they've graduated. Maybe that's one phase. I think there's 3 phases or something. And from what I saw in the earlier reaction that I did, each phase lasts 9 weeks, something like that anyway. So let's see what happens here.
How to swim underneath the surf, the waves, and come back in without getting tossed around. Got to make sure you stay with your swim buddies.
Now you have to stick with your buddy, right? Is that the main thing you're thinking of?
Negative. Just thinking about staying in the push-up position. We go evolution at a time. Right now I'm in a push-up position. Don't worry about that right now.
They were told to dive under the waves. Some of the guys are afraid of that, so they swim over them. That's not the right technique, because later on they do some other things where they're going to silhouette themselves by doing that. This is very easy for them, but we're going to change that in a second. There's always a tool or technique that we can do to make them do exactly what we want.
Hurry up, people. Let's go.
Now tell me what I told you guys about going under the waves.
Say go under the waves so it doesn't look like we're body surfing because we're practicing to be SEALs and we need to even conceal ourselves.
You're going to get a second chance now, but it's going to be a little bit different. Take off your rubber. Gentlemen out here, I'd like to see you take 1 minute. Scoot around the rubber. Get undressed now.
Yes, sir. Get out there and get a swimming pool.
Once you start getting to a point where your body temperature starts going down, you start getting numb, and you know if you do things right, you get out of it, it kind of motivates you. And it really works really well with the students because they don't like being cold. Can't blame them. Cold.
It'll help having a good buddy as well, a good partner that's doing what you're supposed to be doing. Helps that they're strong too, for obvious reasons, so that you can get through. But man, this is they would have. I'm sure they would have hated having to take off the rubber because it just gives that extra layer of warmth protection, for want of a better term. Even though the water there is pretty cold and chilly, it's still better than just what they're in now, their shorts and t-shirt.
A little chilly. Moving fast keeps you warm though. Not really.
Moving fast keeps you warm though, and then his mate, not really. Those two must be the two leading the pack.
Both crew muster, one to the north. Swimming is what I've been really strong at my whole life, so it's part of why I wanted to be a SEAL. It's a job that I can do what I like to do and get paid for it.
It's pretty cold. You ever held ice in the palm of your hand and just held it there so it stings? Cold like that.
As you see, it doesn't look like there's too many warm bodies out here, is there? So next time I tell you, go underneath the wave. Why don't you go underneath the wave? Go. You don't have to do anything about it. Mother Nature takes care of it all. She supplies the water, the cold air. All you got to do is something get in it.
5, 6, 7.
Day 3 ends early as the class prepares for surf passage later tonight.
9.
4 more students have quit, but most students are too cold to notice or care.
Stand by to move.
After their dinner break, Class 234 will be back in the ocean for their 3rd time today. As night surf passage begins, it is the instructors, not the students, who seem anxious.
Hopefully, none of us will get hurt. I don't think so. The waves aren't that big. But just can't wait to get this evolution over so I can go to bed.
From Missouri.
Whereabouts?
Southeast part. Little town called Williamsville.
You been in the Navy for a while?
4.5 years.
And what were you doing before you got here?
I was stationed on a ship in Yokosuka, Japan for 3 years.
And that kind of bored you, huh?
Yeah, it pretty well sucks.
I was on the ship for 2 years. I'd rather freeze out here than be on the ship. I hate those damn ships.
It's going all right so far. Oaker's doing well. Gonna make it through Hell Week this time?
The question to Rivera is not an idle comment. It is a reminder not to become complacent. Although Rivera is universally respected and popular with both instructors and his classmates, as the ranking enlisted man, he is not yet demonstrating the leadership qualities expected by Phase 1 instructors. The surf has dropped in size, and boat crews seem to have more trouble finding their place on the beach than they do paddling in the surf.
I'm guessing thoughts just come to mind that this whole beach that they train at, is it part of the military base that they have wherever the Buds and that is run? Because that's a massive stretch of land. Not seeing any civilians go there, and that maybe the weather's just too cold. Maybe that the sun being up is just deceptive, and it's still too cold to go out to the beach there in that part of where they are. I don't know, but that's it's pretty cool if the military owns that whole piece to be able to do what they do and use it as they see fit. Man, it's no wonder you get really high level skilled operators coming out of and going through that space, that place. Pretty awesome.
In between races, Instructor R inspects for a lack of attention to detail. A reminder that the ocean at night cannot be taken for granted.
XYZ PDQ. XYZ PDQ. You know what that means? Your fly is undone. Button it. Hurry up. Hurry up. Get that boat squared away. Every single crew here is sad. There's only one boat crew 8 down on the end, who earned the right to be sitting down. Because you know what second place is, right? First losers. It pays to be a winner.
Check out the smile on that dude, mate. He can tell he's happy that they're winning, or whether that's the same group that won earlier in the day that was sitting down, or a different group. It's a suitable heading. It pays to be a winner. But just back on my earlier comment about, if they have access to that resource and they own it. I mean, I get it. It's not a requirement. You still get a lot of highly trained, highly skilled operators without the same type of budget or equipment or access to resources or facilities, as America clearly has. But yeah, how much better and more efficient could it be if you have access to things like that to become better, especially if you're making do with what you have at the moment, which is, basically what NZ does, being a very small country, but no shortage of, in my opinion, biased, whatever you want to call it, but in my opinion, no shortage of very highly skilled operators. Same in Australia, although they've got a few more resources and stuff over there.
Why were you the last ones in?
The boat got flipped.
Sorry, you're not doing this race. You're going to stay up and play games with me. Go!
Rivera and Boat Crew 6 have not performed consistently during the past 3 days. Because he has already failed Buds twice, instructors are waiting to see if Rivera can improve his leadership performance.
Get your back straight!
The message is clear. Either get motivated and lead, or find a different job somewhere else.
Show me that something that I said to you sunk in. Show me that something that I said to you sunk in.
Who you are, Dr. Robinson?
Came in last place. We got dumped out there, and it was our fault. We weren't straight, so we paid for it.
I have to prepare myself to listen to my coxswain and keep it together, work as a team, so we can get out there and survive.
All right, you had your chance to catch your breath. All right, now it's time to show. You've been standing here. These guys are going to line up and race. It's going to be your turn. You're in the driver's seat this time. I don't want any excuses. Out and back. You better be in the top 3.
What do you got going there?
I don't know. We were going to do a boat out there, and I didn't even realize it was bleeding. But
Let's wipe it off. You got a little blood coming from there. Is it a puncture wound? Are you in a lot of pain right now?
My hands are numb.
Okay, so you're not.
So I'm good.
All right, so you'll be all right.
All right.
You'll be all right at least until after this evolution.
Yeah.
Okay. Good.
Down. Up. Down. Up. McPherson, you having a hard time holding that boat up?
Negative.
You getting the support you need from your boat crews?
Yes, I am.
Really? You're not carrying an unusually large side of the boat all by your little lonesome?
Negative.
So what you're telling me is all these guys are putting out and you're not? Is that what you're telling me?
Negative.
You sure you want to be here?
Yes, I do.
Are you absolutely sure?
I'm positive.
Then get that boat off your head. Starting over for McPherson. Down. Are you sure you want to be here? He's like, with determination, he's saying, hoo-yah, while the other guy directly behind him skates. He's not the only one who knows it, but everybody else in that boat.
I'm glad that instructor has brought that up. You can see the two guys behind the front dude in this camera, in this shot, the one that was talking, the one that says, I'm positive. Old brother just behind him is fingertips like this on the boat. That is not doing anything, bro. And then his mate behind him, he's got it on his head as well. So I think the instructor used the term skates or skating, you know, thinking that you can fly under the radar. And I've touched on this and some of the stuff that I've spoken about with selection. The CQB instructors, man, they're pretty smart. They know when somebody hasn't done what they're supposed to do. And if they call somebody else out for doing something wrong, and you know that it was you and you say nothing, high possibility that instructor knows that it was you, and they're waiting to see if you will speak up. In this case here, probably not so much in terms of that, because he's directing his comments to the person in the front that was answering. But they can clearly see the other guys in the back as well are not putting out, it's resting on their heads. Hard work, man. There's nowhere to hide, on selections. Whether it's BUDS, whether it's the SAS, whether it's whatever, Delta Force. Not that I've done those ones, or 2-2, but you know, they're there for a reason. You'll be found out.
Boat crew knows it, and those names surface. Gaines, yes. You're the slowest one up and the slowest one down. Why should the rest of your boat crew pay? Because you don't want to put out.
They should.
Huh?
They should.
They shouldn't?
No.
Then are you sure you want to be here?
Yes.
Okay, well then start showing me.
Yeah.
See? What is wrong with you, Gaines? I think you're feeling a little sorry for yourself. What day is this into training?
Third day.
Day 3. Okay, quit feeling sorry for yourself. Adjust your hat and square it away. Poke your chest out. Stand tall. There you go. That's the position of a man right there.
I want a 6-word phrase that made it possible for you to be sitting right where you're sitting right now.
Get your back foot! No!
It pays to be a winner!
Oh, yeah.
That's awesome. I wonder if he gave them a clue or anything like that. Oh, I wasn't thinking that at all. I could see them going through their they're using their fingers trying to come up with the words, and then old mate managed to belt it out. That's awesome. It pays to be a winner. A 6-word phrase that describes why they've gotten to sit there to have a rest or something like that. That's a good line, that one.
Book ended up winning 4 races out of about, I think, 8 or 9 of them. And since we got in first, we got to go off the beach early.
Last night was definitely put out evolution like every other one, but we're good. Next day, just try to keep a smile on your face, and tomorrow's Friday, and then we got the weekend.
Well, actually, I was dreaming about that boat all night long, honestly. And when I got up, I thought, God, we go back under the end of the day. But this is a tough place, but the alternative is really not acceptable.
Getting out of bed, I asked my wife if she'd give me an extra push in the morning to help me out. When you're 29, you start to feel everything.
You're not going to pass out on me in the classroom?
No, I did some eating last night. I should be all right. Wasn't eating enough for the amount of calories you burn and the activity.
Done. Move in. There you go. Okay. Go get your stuff. We just had another DOR. Just came up to me and said he's had enough. And I sent him back there to fill out his DOR sheet.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2. 1, 2, 3.
I know the.
Bloody hell, I'm going back. Old mate is doing his own thing. He looks like he's breakdancing, bringing his whole hips and that around instead of just bringing one leg up at a time for the mountain climb. Let's go back and have a look at that. You'll see the rest, and then you'll see old mate in the bottom right-hand corner, breakdancing.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. 2. 1, 2, 3.
I know the difference between little owies and real injuries, okay? Maybe you think you're injured because this is the most pain you've ever felt in your 19 years of existence or however old you are, but you're not by my standards, all right?
Yeah.
You come up to me and tell me you got lower back pain, you don't want to do the rest of the O course, fine, that's a training timeout if you want to hide in that thing, okay? But sooner or later, it's going to catch up to you. So if you want this program, then you better man up and start doing the job. If you don't want the program and you want to quit, then be a man and quit, okay? It's not just you, it's you and a few of these other people out here that are hiding in the crowd. I guarantee you, I know who you are. We all know who you are. We're going to find you. If not this week, we're definitely going to find you the week after next, okay? And you'll go away after you suffer through 2 weeks of miserable pain.
To survive at Buds or in war, misery must be
Not in use. I think that would probably class as like bastardization or something would be the term, either in the New Zealand and or Australian Defence Force. If you did things like that, I'm not sure. Maybe they are allowed to do stuff like that. But there's been a fair few changes in the Defence Force, both in NZ and Australia over the years. Just looking at the time, I've got a meeting, so 22 minutes. I'll come back and finish off the last part of this in a third reaction. But yeah, really enjoying this process. I'm still waiting for the Hell Week portion, so maybe that's going to be in the last piece of this. Enjoying the way the instructors are communicating with the candidates, and some of their responses. It's been interesting as well. Yeah, what a process! What an awesome process. But anyway, thank you all very much for your time, for your time here on the channel. It means, I know I keep saying it, but it genuinely really does mean a lot. So thank you very much for that. As far as the wrap up, no change, eh? Anybody going through any difficulties, challenges, hardships? Just encourage you, keep turning up, keep staying in the fight, keep putting one foot in front of the other, stay as consistent and disciplined as you can, know that you're not alone, and know that better days are ahead. The sun will shine again. There is a light at the end of that tunnel. So as always, go always a little further. Remember, who dares wins and who cares wins. And until the next video, a big mana wave coming from me to you, filled with my aroha, respect, appreciation, and gratitude for you all.